اینجا رو سلام خوبی امیر؟
Two days ago, you were in Tehran. You saw they targeted oil reserves, and they just sent smokes into the air. That smoke was poisonous, and we had this poisonous rain. And everyone understands that this is a sort of ecocide. This is a crime against environment. That's why many people believe that this is not only war crime and crime against humanity, this is genocide, because they are targeting every Iranian citizen.
黑色暴雨我们见过，白昼如夜也见过，但战火直接将雨水染黑的还真是第一次见。你现在看到的画面不是暴雨前的天昏地暗，而是伊朗德黑兰石油燃烧的浓烟。3月7日晚，德黑兰及邻近省份多处储油设施遭空袭，数万吨成品油被爆炸点燃。到了3月8日早上，土耳其附近的冷涡南下，吸引阿拉伯海的水汽北上和冷空气对撞，在伊朗北部形成了降雨云系，雨水融合浓烟化作黑色雨滴落下，不仅粘稠发黑，还带有强腐蚀性，到处都被油膜覆盖，还可能灼伤皮肤，损伤肺部。那这场黑雨的毒性究竟有多大？首先，雨水的黑色是油品燃烧产生大量碳黑所致，它本身是无毒。但是第二，这不是正常的烧油，而是储油设施被炸毁所泄漏的巨量燃油，空气中的氧气根本不够它烧。攻读过初中化学的朋友都知道，这会导致不完全燃烧，其中含硫含氮物质会转化成二氧化硫和氮氧化合物，这是典型的污染物，飘到云层中和水滴结合会让雨水酸化，浓度足够大还会形成强酸，极具腐蚀性。第三，浓烟中也含有大量苯以及多环芳烃等强致癌物，不仅危害人体健康，依附在雨水落到地面，对植物也有巨大危害。如果浓度足够大，所到之处很可能会寸草不生，引发生态灾难。更糟糕的是，德黑兰以北有鄂尔布尔士山脉，当天又吹的是南风，非常不利于污染物扩散，且着火点在市区上风口，浓烟直接吹向城区。初春逆温层还会将浓烟困死在近地面，污染物不断累积沉降，下雨的时候全程黑雨，雨停了就闷成毒气室。但万一战火持续升级，又万一引发了大规模的石油泄漏、火灾、浓烟污染和生态灾难，大气圈、水圈、生物圈是全球联通的，回旋镖总有打到地球另一边的时候，谁敢说自己能独善其身？
Right now from the official sources mainly, which is the Iranian authorities. So given what is at risk right now, the oil storage facilities, the refineries that have been struck, triggering fires, raising serious air quality concerns, that is definitely a good idea. It always depends on the exact location where you are, obviously. The wind direction and all these factors, but the overall advice is absolutely valid.
About the impact of these attacks on citizens' right to health, as well as on the environment.
Sources say that Iran has begun laying mines along the Strait of Hormuz, which is, of course, one of the world's busiest and most important shipping corridors, particularly for oil. President Donald Trump says that the U.S. has already destroyed 10 Iranian mine-laying boats. About 1/5 of all crude oil travels through the strait. The war has now effectively closed that waterway.
President Trump fully expected the rogue Iranian regime to try and disrupt the global markets. That's why President Trump and his energy team have been planning for this long before the strike and have moved quickly to address these temporary disruptions. Thus far, the Trump administration has offered political risk insurance to tankers operating in the Gulf. The president and his energy team are closely watching the markets, speaking with industry leaders, and the U.S. military is drawing up additional options following the president's directive to continue keeping the Strait of Hormuz open. I will not broadcast what those options look like, but just know the president is not afraid to use them. Rest assured to the American people, the recent increase in oil and gas prices is temporary, and this operation will result in lower gas prices in the long term. Once the national security objectives of Operation Epic Fury are fully achieved, Americans will see oil and gas prices drop rapidly, potentially even lower than they were prior to the start of the operation. And we will live in a world where Iran can no longer threaten the United States or our allies with a nuclear bomb.
Can you explain why the Energy Secretary posted and then appeared to have deleted a post on X saying that the U.S. Navy escorted an oil tanker through the Strait of Hormuz?
Yes, I was made aware of this post. I haven't had a chance to talk to the Energy Secretary about it directly. However, I know the post was taken down pretty quickly, and I can confirm that the U.S. Navy has not escorted a tanker or a vessel at this time, though, of course, that's an option the president has said he will absolutely utilize if and when necessary at the appropriate time.
Reuters has reported that about 150 U.S. service members have been injured so far. Can you confirm that number and elaborate on that?
I can't confirm the exact number. I know it's within that ballpark, but I would defer you to the Pentagon for a specific number of wounded or injured thus far.
And then secondly, if I can, there was a briefing on the Capitol Hill today, and some senators came out and said they were more convinced than ever that there would be U.S. boots on the ground. Senator Blumenthal said that. In fact, your reaction to that and any update on President Trump's thinking about it?
Look, I would say that Democrats on Capitol Hill are clearly being quite disingenuous. 3 years ago, not a single Democrat voted against the resolution condemning Iran as the world's leading state sponsor of terror. Yet now, with President Trump as commander-in-chief finally taking the action that so many Democrats have called on the commander-in-chief to do for many, many years to wipe out the threat of a rogue Iranian terrorist regime, now all of a sudden Democrats are playing politics with this long-standing bipartisan policy of the United States, and 53 of them in the House recently voted against the resolution condemning Iran as the world's state sponsor of terror. So I wouldn't take Democrats at their word. As for boots on the ground, the president has talked about this repeatedly. Wisely, he does not rule options out as commander-in-chief. So again, I would hesitate to confirm anything that a Democrat on Capitol Hill says right now about the president's thinking.
ناینی با تاکید بر اینکه نیروهای مسلح ایران اجازه صادرات 1 لیتر نفت از منطقه را تا اطلاع ثانوی به طرف متخاصم و شرکایش نمیدهد گفت چرا به مردم آمریکا حقیقت را نمیگویید که همه زیرساخت‌های نظامی آمریکا در منطقه خلیج فارس نابود شده است.
We want to keep it that way as we continue Operation Epic Fury. We're also focused on keeping energy and oil flowing to the world. And I will not allow a terrorist regime to hold the world hostage and attempt to stop the globe's oil supply. And if Iran does anything to do that, they'll get hit at a much, much harder level. I will take out those targets that were easy and that I mentioned just before. We'll take them out so quickly, they'll never be able to recover, ever.